Kia ora, Lara here, and I'm bringing to you week 12 of my Picture in My Life 2022 album. I'm going to be using the Wander collection. Now, I've picked this collection because a big chunk of the photos are from an adventure that my husband and I went on in the weekend, where we drove 6 or 7 hours to another resort town called Hanmer Springs. And on the way there we listened to audiobooks, and again on the way back we listened to the sequel to the first audiobook that we listened to. So we used to listen to music, but there's something about a story that continues that I think helps keep us awake, and when you're on longer road trips, I found that quite helpful. Anyway, this collection does use a mixture of sort of almost autumnal tones with the yellows and oranges, but it was also the beautiful blues and things like the Stay Curious one up the top there. And so it was quite fun pulling out an older collection and having a play around with how this could work for our weekend away and for the week that was. So I have included a few stories from during the week, but it does seem quite a few of them are from the weekend. But that seems to be when most of my photos get taken at the moment, as it is. During the week there is sort of daylight hours are getting less as we head into winter, and so a lot of my photos are taken in the weekends because that's when I've got access to daylight hours when I'm not at work. Anyway, you'll notice in the top right there that I put those two photos on top of where the words were. I really liked the sort of the geographical lines or the topographic lines on that card, and because it was sort of about destination and place, I thought that would be quite cool, and it was great that the photos would cover up what was written in there. So part of working on this album is about using these Picture My Life cards up. So I do have a stash of older ones as well as current ones. You could easily cut up patterned paper to be the right sizes for each of these pockets, and I have done that and probably will at different points, but I'm enjoying the simplicity of pulling out these Picture My Life cards ready to go in the pocket album. And keeping it in the one collection does really help just to coordinate what I'm doing. But before I set these videos up, I sort of go through, I have a look at the collections that I've got PML cards for, and I make a choice as thinking about the photos that I've already printed as to which ones will work with them. So part of the reason of heading up to Hanmer was that it was a good opportunity. It was a long weekend for us, so we had an extra day. We had the Monday off for Otago anniversary day, but my son has been living up there for the last 6 months plus, so it was nice to be able to head up and sort of see where he's living and have a few meals with him and his girlfriend and his dog Syndrome, and he's grown up a lot even since Christmas when we briefly saw them in Dunedin, so it was nice to catch up and to see where he's living. So I appreciated the time that we were able to have with him. It was great that it was a weekend off, which he works on a dairy farm, and it's I think it's 7 days on, 3 days off, 7 days, 2 days, so not a lot of breaks within that, and early mornings and things like that, and we're proud of his work ethic and how he's stuck at it over the last 6 months plus. He's not from a dairy farming area, but he did have a good training with my brother-in-law working on a dairy farm near Dunedin a couple of summers ago. So I'm using some of the Wander collection stickers here just to embellish or add to these photos, and just sort of looking at the different sayings on them and how they work. And it does look like I put that sticker on Lily's head, however it isn't. I promise you, she's fully in that photo, walking through a gorgeous little forest walk that we did, where there was some really cute carvings all around the place. So someone had carved all these sort of woodlands creatures and put them at different display points around that track. It was quite cool looking because we didn't know what was coming up around the corner, so being able to sort of that wonder as you walk around and there's something climbing up a tree, or there was some 4 or 5 fantails that had been carved that were hanging in another tree and things like that. So quite an interesting wee walk. So if you ever get the chance to do that, if you're in Hanmer Springs, it's worth having a look. The other walk we went on to, sort of shown in the bottom pictures, I think, in the bottom left, where we went up Conical Hill, which wasn't far from the place that we were staying, and there's a picture where the backpackers of a lunch that our senior leadership team put on for the teachers. It's not lunch, a breakfast that the senior leadership team put on for us. Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope your week's going well.